Hi. Now that we've read the story, Caps for Sale, I'm going to show you an easy way that you can role play this story. It's always fun to role play stories that you've heard, and this is a great story to role play. Now, it would be even more fun if you had yourself, your child, and any siblings or other family members in the house, and they can play the different parts. But if you don't have that, then just use some stuffed animals or dolls or Barbies, and then your child can role play even by themselves. So if your child is by themselves, like me right now, I have no one at home to help me role play my story. So I got some of my stuffed animals. These are going to be the townspeople. And I didn't have monkeys, so all of these animals are going to pretend to be the monkeys that are in the tree. I got some quarters because it's always fun to play with quarters. I'm going to give those to the townspeople so that they can buy my hats. And then I needed some hats. Now, at school, I do have some colorful hats that I got from Dollar Tree. But you know what? You can use any hat you have at your house. So I'm going to use my black hat. And then I think I'm going to use I have two black hats. So I have my black hat and another black hat. And then I have a green hat. Oh, with a string. That's a fishing hat. And then I have a gray stocking cap. So I'm going to put way up on top. So I have all my hats. So I'm pretending to be the peddler. And this is how the story goes. Once upon a time, there was a peddler. That's Miss McFadin today. And she was so hungry, she needed to sell her hats. She has her own black hat, another black hat, a green hat, and a gray hat. Then she held them up on her head so she would not upset them. I don't want to upset my hats. Now, that doesn't mean I don't want my hats to cry, because hats can't cry. I don't want to upset my hats, meaning I don't want them to fall down. So I have to be very balanced. This is another good skill to have, to be balanced so they don't fall down. It means I can't wiggle around too much. If I do, I will definitely upset my hats. But anyway, back to the story. In the story, the peddler walks up and down the street and yells, "Caps! Caps for sale! 50 cents a cap! Anyone want to buy a cap?" But no one would come out of their houses to buy a cap. So I went and knocked on the doors. "Want to buy a cap?" And Frog said, "No, thank you." Frog did not want to buy a cap. "Caps! Caps for sale! 50 cents a cap! Anyone want to buy a cap?" And he asked Bear, "Would you like to buy a cap?" "No, thank you." Bear did not want to buy any of my caps. So up and down the street I went. "Caps! Caps for sale! 50 cents a cap! Anyone want to buy a cap?" "Pete the cat, do you want to buy a cap?" Oh, Pete the cat said no thank you. He was going to bed and he did not want a hat. He must be taking a nap because it's the middle of the day. Oh, the peddler was getting so hungry, but his pockets were empty. There's no money to buy food. So he walked on out into the country and he said, "Hey, this looks like a nice place to sit down." Let me fix my camera again. And so he sat down by a tree. I'm going to sit in my chair. He sat down by a tree and he leaned back to take a nap. Oh no, Big Bear fell down. Let's get him back up here. And while he was sound asleep, something happened. Bear took a hat. And Pooh Bear took a hat. And dog took a hat. Oh, I'm missing a hat. Mouse did not have a hat. That's okay. The peddler slept and slept. And he woke up. I woke up. I stretched. And I stretched. And then I checked to see if my hats were all there. There's my hat. But where's the rest of my hats? Oh no. I looked around. I looked behind my chair. No hat. I looked to the left of my chair. No hat. I even looked under my chair. No hat. Where did they go? And then I looked. There are my hats. Bear and dog have my hats that I'm trying to sell. And I shook one hand and I said, you animals, you give me my hats. And guess what they did? They didn't answer. They just shook one paw and went, oh, well, this made me kind of angry. So I shook two hands this time and I said, you animals, you give me my caps. And you know what they did? They just shook two paws and went, well, then the peddler was really angry. So the peddler shook two hands and stomped one foot. You animals, you give me my caps. But all those animals did was shake two paws and stomp their other paw and went, oh, the peddler, this made him even madder. And he shook two hands and stomped 2 feet. You animals, you give me my caps. And all those animals did was shake all 4 of their paws and go, and fall off the table, of course. Oh, come on, bear, stay up here. Well, then, the peddler was so angry that he took his cap off his head and threw it on the floor. And guess what all the animals did? They threw all of their hats down on the floor, too. Every one of them went flying down on the floor. So then, the peddler could put on a black cap, a green cap. Oh, there's those strings again. Another black cap. And the gray cap all on top. And then, careful not to upset the caps, walked back to town and said, caps, caps for sale. Anyone want to buy a cap? And guess what? This time, Frog said, yes, I want a cap. I want a gray cap. Here's your money. And I could say, here's your cap. And then Bear said, I want a cap. I want a black cap. Here's your money. And so I gave him his black cap. And then Pete the cat had woken up from his nap and said, I want a green cap. Here's your money. And I gave Pete the cat the green hat. The end. Bye. I hope you role play this story at home too. I didn't have a tree in my house, so I just used my chair, and I just used any animals. It doesn't matter what animals you use. And if you have enough family members at your house, you can use family members. That's even more fun. See you next time. Bye.